There are many ways to make a board game. I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend the next 5 years to finish mine. I've been designing games for about 10 years and I still haven't completed a game. I'm going to change that. Recently I've been taking things a lot more serious, and I think that I've cracked the code and have the winning formula for rapid design, and it's actually very simple. I'm going to cover all of the best ways to iterate quickly and compare them against each other to find the single fastest way to improve as a board game designer. The goal is to equip you with the tools required to keep you motivated and to keep improving your design to release your game in 2 years instead of 5 or never. So let's jump in. Hi, my name is Dave Jeltema. What are the best ways to improve as a tabletop designer? Well, let's front load this with everything I can think of, and then we're going to pick out the top 5 to compare against each other and rank them in order of efficiency. Here are a bunch of ways to improve as a board game designer. Play a wide variety of games. Design regularly. Join playtesting groups. Attend game design conventions. Read game design books. Take online courses. Seek feedback. Analyze successful games. Prototype efficiently. Collaborate. Playtest, iterate, repeat. Document your designs. Learn graphic design. Study game theory. Build a portfolio. Attend game designer meetups. Stay informed. Be persistent. Playtest with different audiences. And submit your games to publishers. That is a fairly exhaustive list, and I think if you did all or even just some of these for long enough, you'd have a completed game. But who knows how long that'd take? I'd like to get mine in your hands in the next couple of years. Sooner if you'd like to playtest it. You can join me in the Tabletop Craft Discord if you want to try it out or follow its progress. So which of these would help you to improve the fastest? Well, it's definitely not building a portfolio or staying informed or learning graphic design or even being persistent. These things are great to do, but they aren't fast. So if I had to pick out a handful, I think the best and most efficient ones to do, and the ones that we're going to put to the test, would have to be play a wide variety of games, design regularly, join playtest groups, read game design books, take online courses, seek feedback, playtest, iterate, repeat. But I think that we can pare these down just a little bit further. Joining a playtest group and seeking feedback kind of go together, and taking online courses and reading game design books also kind of go together. Close enough. So here we have our 5. How do we rank them? I have been actively trying to do these things for the last year or so I'll share my experience. Your mileage may vary, but I think you could do any of these things and improve quickly. But I'll be honest, one of these is miles better than the rest, and it's not even a competition. It's like I need a metaphor. Hey, ChatGPT, what is a metaphor for something that is better and more efficient than everything else? It's like lightning in a world of candles. Yeah, like that, I guess. All right, of the best ways to improve quickly, I think last place is fairly obvious. When it comes to speed and rapid learning, which of these do you think is the slowest? From my own experience, I find it very beneficial to surround myself with inspiration, to just be in the community and to constantly take in all the information I can. But it's not very targeted or topical or however you want to say it. When I think about all the ways that I've improved the most quickly, it's been when I learned something at the right time, when I had a question that I've been pondering for a while or I've been beating my head up against the wall for a long time. So I think of these, number 5 would have to be reading game design books and taking online courses. These are still great things to do, don't ignore them. It's just not fast or immediately useful. It's definitely not the fast track or the shortcut like number 1 is. I would highly suggest reading books in general. I read every night before I go to bed. It is a wonderful habit to have. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Cultivate curiosity. Be always open to learning and leveling up, especially if you hope to release a good board game. And if you know of any great online courses, take the time to let me know of them in the comments down below. I'd actually love to check them out. So that was quick and easy, but just real quick before we get to number 4, hello. If you're just finding me, my name is Dave Jeltema, and my channel is all about inspiring you to be creative in the hobby space. This video, and I have many others like it, are about how to make a board game. You should subscribe. If you don't, then you might be one step closer to the alternate universe where everyone wears pink shorts. That would be dreadful. All right, here's what's left. Which of these do you think is number 4? I hinted at this in one of my earlier videos, and it was a pretty big revelation for me. But it's similar to the last point in that it's not very specific and might not be a solution to an immediate need. When Rob and I sat down, he's the logical and better half of our games design. When we got together and we planned out our roadmap, we made sure to set time aside every week to do this. And so far I need another metaphor. Hey, ChatGPT, what's a metaphor for a perfect track record so far? So far we're a seamless tapestry. Yeah, we're one of those. I said, and I quote, "How can you make a board game if you don't play board games?" I think this is an underrated and overlooked method to improve at game design. but it's not the fastest. Number 4 is to play a wide variety of games. I honestly believe that this is incredibly important, but it's not very quantifiable, and we have a need for speed. And the next 3 are even faster. So now we're left with these 3. If you had to pick, which one of these is by far and away vastly more efficient than the others? You got a couple more minutes to figure it out. But let's make your choice just a little bit easier and move on to number 3. If 5 years ago, you'd asked me the question, what is the best way to design a game? And I would have said, well, I probably would have talked around it a bit before eventually getting around to saying it probably has something to do with practice. As they say, practice makes permanent. And there's a lot of wisdom in that statement. It might even be the case, but is it the best way to learn, to improve your design skills? I suspect there's a compounding effect at play here, and that's important, but I think the next 2 compound even harder. Number 3 is to design regularly. And I would go so far as to say that if you don't, then there's no way you're making a game in a timely manner. Super controversial statement, I know. So in case you hadn't put 2 and 2 together by now, if you want to make a game and to do it quickly, you're gonna have to design regularly. But there are ways to learn faster than you can even design. On to the final 2. I bet you've guessed the final one by now. One of the things I realized when I started to get serious about publishing my game was that I was gonna need some help. The alternate universe where I try to do everything myself would be even worse than the one where everyone wears pink shorts. There would be no chance for success. So one of the first things I did when I first started to brainstorm on how the heck to get feedback from others on my game, I started to look for groups and communities and places I could join where I could surround myself with like-minded individuals who are all also on the same journey together in a world where wearing pink shorts is just slightly weird instead of something everyone does. That's the universe we're in, right? Okay, good. Anyway, the point is you're never going to be able to answer all of the problems and find all the elegant solutions and theorycraft all the things by yourself, let alone do it in a timely manner. The second best way to improve as a tabletop designer is number 4, join playtest groups and seek feedback. This is paramount. Get help. Find others who are interested in helping you with your game, but also make sure it's a two-way street. Find places that you can ask questions. This will get you some practical design advice from others who have already faced the problems you're facing. It's a great way to accelerate your learning, but it's not the best way, not by far. And that leads us to our final method, to learn quickly. There are many ways to make a board game, but this one stands above the rest, like lightning in a world of candles. It's something that I harp on quite often because it's so damn important. You need to playtest, and playtest some more. Play your game as often as you can with as diverse a group of people as you can. Playtest, take notes, make changes, repeat. This is the key to rapid growth as a tabletop designer. It is the single fastest way to improve, and it is incredibly simple. But let's just take a step back for a second. How do you learn? This was kind of profound to me when it all clicked. Have you ever watched the movie Batman Begins? This is cheesy as heck, but just hang in there for a second. There are a couple of scenes, maybe you remember them. Why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. The key to learning is to make mistakes, to try and see what happens, learn from it, adjust, and try again. So the quickest way to improve is to fail often, to fail as quickly as you can, to become a failure speedrunner. But there is still one more important point to make. Now that you've made it to the deep end of the video, I've saved the best for last. You might be thinking that all you need to do is playtest a crap ton and nothing else. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. The truth is, you actually need to do all of these things. Everything that I mentioned in this video and more. In fact, doing all of them is very important. The takeaway from this video isn't that you should just do the fastest thing and nothing else. The trick is to do all of them. I rank these in order of highest learning speed, but the most efficient approach involves a combination of these methods to cover the different aspects of board game design. It is very important to choose an approach that aligns best with your learning style and your goals. But while you figure that out, playtest a crap ton. And if you need a place to do that, consider this. I have a solution to almost all of the things that I showed you should do. Joining the Tabletop Craft Discord is like hitting 7 birds with one stone. It is a community of game designers and playtesters, and it is shaping up to be a great place that solves many of the things that I covered in this video. Come join us if you're looking for feedback. If you want to surround yourself with inspiration to collaborate, stay informed, study game design theory, playtest your game, or playtest others' games. Come join us and get plugged into the game design community. So, now that you know the best way to improve, I think the next most important thing to learn is how not to fall flat on your face. This is how you avoid the 5 biggest pitfalls that all beginner tabletop designers make. Don't get caught with your pants down. This video shows you exactly what not to do. Once again, my name is Dave Jeltema. Go play test, and I'll see you in that video.